So today's story is from the breakthrough season of my entrepreneurial journey. And today I'm going to fast forward to the second business that I started. And it was a consulting business. It was a tech consulting business. I had left the first business, that one I had founded and run for 15 years. And I was starting my second business and going out and doing consulting work. And the fun part about that first business was I had a great plan, and I had all these things lined up. I knew what I was going to offer, and I had a number in mind for that first year. And when I look back after that first year, I found out that 90% of my income came from things that were not in the business plan. So, but it was a really fruitful season of finding alignment with the clients. I went out with a certain thing, a certain vision of what I was going to be offering the marketplace, and the marketplace drew me in to things that were really part of my gifting, part of my true alignment and calling. That was different from what I had set out to do originally. But a few quarters into this second business, I started feeling less and less joy about being part of this business. It was worse than any job that I'd ever been in before. I was a pretty bad boss to myself, I guess, because I was working crazy hours. I was really struggling and laboring to figure out how to do all these things you need to do in business, especially when you're starting. And I was just, in a lot of ways, I was wasting hours trying to master lots and lots of skills at a very minimal level. And so I wasn't feeling particularly fulfilled. When I was doing the client facing work, I just loved that. That was so much fun. It felt in my zone and my unique gifting, but the other parts of the business were really not going great. And as I started to pick up more and more clients, I found that my weekends were really focused on doing all the backstage parts of the business that I really didn't enjoy, and meant that I had less and less time to really, you start a business for freedom, for time freedom and financial margin. It's just, and I was going the reverse here. I was getting neither. I wasn't even getting time margin or financial freedom. It was crazy. I wasn't really feeling all that fulfilled. So finally, I decided that I needed to hire some help. And I ended up working with a great company and a great virtual assistant who really helped me think through, what are the parts of the business that I should really focus my energy and time on, and what are things that I could begin to delegate. Now, remember, this is when I am the choke point and the bottleneck of the business. And I got to the threshold where, hiring other people just became a necessity. And so one of the things that was really challenging for me was that now bringing on this team member at this stage of near crisis meant that I had to carve out time to train them and give them specific projects and opportunities with enough guidance so they would understand how I wanted things done. But it was taking two steps backwards to hopefully take one step forward. And it was while I appreciated the support and I was grateful for the support that I got, I felt like I still was being pulled away from my unique gifting and what I was able to do with my clients. And I know a lot of solopreneurs and consultants feel this tension, especially in this breakthrough stage of their business. And so it was so painful and so difficult that this breakthrough season really resonates with me, because I remember the scars from that season very, very vividly. Working the crazy hours, and then when you start to bring on help, you're not really equipped to even give them things that are productive. You're thinking of things to give them. You're not being as strategic as you could be. You're not being as deliberate or as intentional as you could be. And that pain of doing all this work and now paying others to do work and managing a team just became, it was almost twice the work or 3 times the work it was before. And so my plea with you is that this is something that you begin to take on uncomfortably early in your journey. Even if you're an established business, and when you're going through this season again, and you are facing this potential bottlenecking of the business, it could be in a part of the business, it could be at the top with you as the leader of the business, it could be in a particular line of business. You're going to get this intuitive sense of a bottleneck approaching, and there are things that you can do in advance with intentionality and with purpose that can help you avoid this painful thing, because it's almost like when the dam is leaking, it's the most vulnerable to failure. And similarly, if you let this season get to be too chronic and too long term, it can cause your business to fail. And in a lot of ways, I felt like this was a pivotal moment in that second business, because unless we solved it, it was going to kill this business before it really had a potential to flourish and grow.